Welcome to art class with Mrs. Parisian. Today we're going to be drawing a picture of two ladybugs on a flower, and our page is in the portrait position. So the first thing I'd like you to do is write your name in the lower right corner, and then I want you to find the center bottom of your paper. I'm just going to put a little mark right there. And then what I would like you to do is draw a straight line up to approximately the middle of the page, just like that. And then you're going to make a twin line, and it's gradually going to get wider as you get closer to the top of your page. Just like that. Go over it, make it a little bit darker. This is the stem of our flower. And the flower hasn't opened yet, so in reality it's just a bud. So my flower is in the shape of a U, so I'm going to roughly put in, just as a guideline, this U shape for the bottom. And then I'm going to go back and put in the individual petals. So this part, I'm not really sure what it's called. It sits below the petals and it's still green and part of the stem. And then the petals will be in the center here. And again, it's a bud, so it hasn't opened. So I'm going to make two more curves. And this is the part of the flower again, the colored part, the petals. As you get toward the center right here, the line starts to straighten up. And it should look something like that. So the next thing we're going to do, now that we have our bud in place, the next thing I want to do is put in two leaves. We have a leaf on the right side of our page, so we do not see where it's connected to. There's about a finger space between the stem and the left side of the leaf. It's just a generic leaf with a curve to a point, and then it curves down the opposite way. And then the leaf on the left side is a little bit thinner, and it should hit the bottom of the stem right there. A little bit thinner, a little bit taller. There's one fold, and then another fold. actually going to erase the top left part of this. Okay. Okay, so our flower is complete, and now the next thing we're going to do is put the ladybugs on the bud. And I'm going to start on the left side. And because this is just a tiny flower, the ladybug is going to be pretty big, pretty substantial. And I'm going to start by putting the underside of its body, which kind of matches the curve of the bud. So the proportion to the flower to the ladybug is almost identical. Okay, and now we're going to put the head in. And then the next step is the legs. So it starts with this little triangular part, and then there's 2 more sections to each leg. Okay, and then they have a little bit, some antenna at the top. Actually, they look like little horns. And then, of course, the spots on the side of its body, the wings. And not all ladybugs have spots, but ones that we are drawing today will. So this is the ladybug on the left side. I'm also going to put in a little bit of the underside of its body, which is a twin curve all the way down that ends just before the end of the wing. So we have one done, one more to go on the opposite side. The ladybug on the left side will be facing downward. So I'm going to start the same way I did with the first one and put in the underside. Again, it should be very close in length to that of the bud. Okay. Its head. The underside of its body, it's just going to be a very close twin line. The antenna and its legs. And finally, its spots. Okay. So I am now done with the drawing part of this illustration. Next week when I see you, we'll be coloring it in. The background is pretty neutral, and we will be using colored pencils, I believe, maybe some twistables, whatever you'd like. Don't forget to sign your artwork in the lower right corner. I hope you enjoyed working on this illustration with me. Next time I see you again, we'll be coloring it in. Take care, and I will see you next week.